Hello. How are we? Let me get set up here. Home and away finish, Jess. Is it? Hope so. Corey Jackson. How are you, mate? Good to have you on, buddy. Good to see you on the weekend. Disco Dean Ferris on. Elias on. Shaft. How are you, champion? Where's my pen? I had my pen here. I should be better organised. I know. I am late, mate. I apologise. Matty Loy, you didn't give me a message. Send me a message. Matty Loy, send me a message about your the grudge race on the weekend so I can give you a mention, you legend. Alright. Got a few more coming on. Got you on the big screen. Brian Avisio, I think Lisa Skinner put that up last week, that she put it on the big screen and it was a bit scary, mate. So I said maybe I need a warning message at the start there to don't do that, because I can't imagine that'd be too pretty. This melon on the big screen, but anyway. So guys, still working my way through it, working out the best way to do it. Still here on the iPad. I've got a Mac here, but it's like 10 years old. Dave Mahayat, how you going, bud? Elias, how are you, champion? Stephen Day. It's about 10 years old, and for some reason when I got a, I don't know, what do you call it? A plug-in USB camera that'll be better when I get to that point. Sorry. It will be better once I get to that point, but for some reason it doesn't want to work on the Mac. It has a big delay, so if there's a little delay on this, I apologise. I noticed a couple of people said to me last week there was a bit of a delay on here. Grubby, how are you, mate? How are you, champion? Mitchell Bean. Simon O'Carroll says, I was watching home and mate, I can guarantee you I wasn't. I can guarantee you I wasn't, but anyway. Seems to be clearer when you're on your phone. No, I've always been on here, mate. I've always been on here. Small screen tonight. There you go. Lisa Skinner learned a lesson from last week. Good stuff. I've always been on this iPad. What I figured out is that it does like an autofocus thing. So if I move too much, it goes all blurry and that. So maybe that's something to do. But hopefully when I get this camera and all my gear set up, it will be better. Craigs, your legend. How are you, champion? Benny Mitchell, Andrew Lang, Chris Whelan, all coming on. Good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming over here. Like I said, this will be the first one. I've been doing it on my personal page, and then sharing it to the Shagga Show page, and that. So thank you for everyone that's come over to the Shagga Show page tonight. We'll get that kicked underway. So when you do it the track, a small live feed, you do it the track. Brian, what are you saying there? Clearer, mate? If you can come back, that'd be great. Mate, I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate everyone for the feedback. Freddie, how are you, champion? All right, let's get into it. Wow. I'm fairly lucky. Steve Vazina. Shagga bags. Is that the bags under my eyes, mate? Is that what you're saying? I'm in one way I'm a bit lucky at the moment. I've got a bit of spare time on my hands. I'm trying to sort a few things out, but I've been lucky enough to have a couple of days to recover. Track feeds on your phone seem better. Okay, all right, we'll check that out, mate. I'll check that out. The lighting's not great in here too, mate, so like I said, I'll get on there. Joe Gauci coming on too. Good to have Joe on. Weekend, what a cracker. What an amazing event. Probably one of the best events I've been to ever. I've been in the sport, for those of you that don't know me, I've been in the sport for 30 years. Mainly as a spectator over the years, but got more involved, obviously. Crewed on few different cars and bikes over the years. But obviously a bit more involved. Big spider on the wall behind you. Don't say that. And that's as good as I've seen on the weekend, what we saw on the weekend. It was a lot of excitement leading into it. Of course, Radial Ride up here at Willowbank Race, there was a lot of excitement leading into it, and it didn't disappoint. We saw next level. We saw next level on the weekend, and if you're a part of it, fantastic. It was it's something you'll remember forever, I think. A lot of people achieved PBs and all sorts of stuff, national records. Feed your cat. Yeah, can you hear the cat? Yeah, she's going off. She's going off. She might even make an appearance later. We'll see. We'll see if Bubba comes on. But yeah, huge weekend, guys. If you were there, I got a bit of. I'm blessed. I'm blessed in that I've got a bit of a unique problem in that I just don't catch up with everyone because I talk a lot. No. I like catching up with people, and I get stuck, and you just can't get around. And even lately, I've made a bit of an effort to get myself some transportation to get around the pits a bit better. And Trevor Harrison, I don't know if Trevor's on at the moment, but Trevor Harrison helped me out, and we've done a bit of a deal, and he's worked me out with a scooter, and I only picked that up Thursday morning before we went to the track. Thursday, Friday, I can't even remember what day it is. Friday morning, took it out to the track, got it out of the van, and parked it, and just how busy I was, and if I wasn't busy, I was enjoying maybe a couple of beverages here and there, so I wasn't in much of a state to ride the bike around. But I had the scooter there, and I didn't get around as much people as I wanted to. So guys, I'm sorry if I didn't. I always want to catch up with everyone and spend as much time with everyone, and just spend some time with my family. Of course, the radial racing, a family that weekend. But at any track, I've got different families at each track, and some of them travel around as well. So we're a big family, and I enjoy that, and that's one of the best parts of the sport for me. So that's a bit of a thank you. I helped out. I got a couple of mates that were racing on the weekend. We call them Team Skittles. So Team Skittles, shout out to you guys. Of course, my good mate Jess Beckham in Tough LC, and of course Ash Mason in the RX7. And I just wanted to focus on those. I found myself, I just wanted to focus on those boys on the weekend, and I don't do much, but I like sort of hanging around and helping out where I can, and helping those guys achieve. And didn't they on the weekend? We'll get onto that a little bit later. But guys, so I sort of put my focus into those guys on the weekend in that pit area, and that was fantastic. And we had some ups and downs. But we definitely got some fantastic results as well. And both the guys coming away with PBs on the weekend. And we'll get to Ash. I'll give a special mention to Ash later on, but we'll talk about that. I just want to say thank you to everyone that I did catch up with. A lot of people come up to me. So obviously I've only been doing this. This is episode 5, obviously. So I've only been doing it for a month or so. I do it once a week on the Tuesday night. So thanks for tuning in. But I want to say thank you to everyone that comes up to me and says, well done on what you're doing. Keep doing it. I enjoy watching it. I apologise to those that get in trouble for watching it. There's a few funny stories on the weekend. Guys that instead of doing the dishes, we're watching the show or something, get in trouble with the missus or something. But guys and girls, I really appreciate it. And hey, it's just a bit of fun. I'm having a bash. It's something I just want to share my passion with you guys, and you guys enjoy it as well. So hey, thank you very much. Thank you for the kind words. And like I said, lots of people come up and said, hey, keep doing what you're doing. And this is me, mate. This is how I am. I don't put anything on for anyone, and people enjoy that, so that's good. And I say it how it is. Sometimes it gets me in a little bit of shit, but it is what it is, and I'm not about to change. Grumsy, yeah, good laughs on the start line as well, mate. Of course, mate. Always with you. You're a legend. So I talked about that. I crewed, as I said. I helped out with Team Skittles on the weekend. Again, Jess, my good mate, and Ash Mason, who's a good mate of ours. And if you don't know Ash, he's got the little RX-7, the little orange RX-7. And it's a little turboed LS car. And it's a pretty basic package. And we talk about it all the time, just how good a package it is. But mate, on the weekend, you work your guts out. It's your business, but at the same time, you put so much into so many other cars and people's, their commitment to the sport. I know you spent a lot of work on cars like the Lamprecht brothers' car leading up to the event. And sometimes, mate, you don't get the time to spend time on your own car, but you're a dead set legend, mate. You put in for everyone, and We got some results on the weekend. We had a bit of a rough run, but then I just wanted to say, as a team, mate, like I said, I don't do a lot, but I like hanging around with you, mate, and it's exciting. It's exciting and good fun, and it's good to see you achieve. But we dropped the ball. Oh, mate, I want to say I'm sorry because we dropped the ball on Friday night. So for those of you that don't know, we made it into the $5,000 final. Michael Della, of course, the champion that took that out, mate, and fantastic to you, mate. You're a top bloke, and congratulations. But we dropped the ball because we let Ash, I guess, to some degree, doubt himself and his ability a little bit. And we went into the final. We had Michael covered by a bit. And I don't think Michael will be too upset in saying that. We have him covered by a bit. We'd gone 474, and I believe he had gone like 570. So nearly, I'm going to say nearly a second in it. So we had him covered. But we didn't want Ash, along with us. We sort of doubted maybe what that time of night. All the doubts started to creep in. We backed the car down. We went to the start line. And the rest is history, but basically the bloody thing wouldn't get up on the bump and the boost, and we missed the start. And that little champion in that little white Dado got the win, mate. So congrats to you. But mate, Ash, in true champion style, we put the focus in. You put the focus in, and you got that car to work. And we come away with the result on Saturday with the win and the quickest 235 in the country with a 471, which is just nuts. Della was broke too, mate. I know. Ryan McKenzie just chipping in there. Of course, he was in the spot on pits there. Della was broke. We had a feeling he was lucky enough to get a semi-final bye when poor old Grumsy couldn't start the car. The car didn't want to play that little HB Tirana, which we love, and we love old Grumsy too, mate. It's always great to when you're at the track, always a bit of fun. So Della basically ran a 14-second pass in the semi-final, and so we thought we had him covered. We backed the car down too much, and we tripped over our dicks, to be honest. That's the easiest way to put it. I'm not having a go at anyone. That's what we did. We let Ash doubt his ability to make that car work, and we shouldn't have done that, mate. We should have all just pushed on. And hey, but mate, you're a legend. You did it well on Saturday. And in the words of Kurt E. Johnson, he said that little car is badass, and he can only recall, from his memory, and we've done a bit of research since, he can only recall maybe 3 or 4 cars in the States that have gone quicker on a 235 tyre, which is just unbelievable, mate. So well done, champion. It was a pleasure to tag along with you, and sorry, I'm reading some of the comments here. It was a pleasure to tag along with you. Once again, congratulations, Michael Della, and we're looking for that invitation. You know what I'm talking about. So just mentioned Kurt E. Johnson there. Of course, we've been lucky enough, and I'll put a video up today, but we've been lucky enough to have Tyler Crossnow out here for the last couple of Radial Ride events, which is just fantastic, and he managed to help us take the sport to a new level, and with radial prep and even track prep in general, and his professionalism. He couldn't make it this year because the guy's just too busy. He's just gone on from strength to strength, and of course he runs he's the track manager at Virginia Motorsports Park there, and they had that massive shakedown event on the weekend, so he couldn't get Tyler. And he put us in touch. He put them. When I say us, he put the Kenda boys. He put the Kenda boys in touch with Kurt E. Johnson, and what a pleasure that was to have him here. There's only a select few guys that are track prep professionals in the world. He's of course one of them. He helped the Kenda boys, and of course Darren Aldridge all the way through, and sent out. Sent out a plan on what he wanted to do, sent out his plans for the tyre rotator, which is just a fantastic piece of equipment that Darren Aldridge and his team put together. And the spray rig, the boys come up with the new spray rig, which was just unreal as well. I mean, Kurt Johnson actually said it's the best he's ever seen. So, I mean, there you go. Well done, boys. But we couldn't have done it without you, mate. You made the event. It was interesting to see the process. I was there on Wednesday. I believe you got there on Monday or Tuesday and started making track prep. I was there on Wednesday and saw that that tyre rotator for the first time, and I thought the ground was shaking. The way that thing works, it just grinds. So to give you a bit of an indication, we usually see, of course, the tractor with the sled on the back with the tyres on it, and that the guys rub up and down on the tractor. So what he describes to me is it actually drags the rubber along, whereas the tyre rotator sort of grinds it onto the surface. It grinds it. It just gives you this real smooth, flat surface, and he put slicks on it to start with and did a lot of work. Of course, he scraped the track a number of occasions over the weekend, but it lays down this really flat surface. It fills in holes. Of course, you know, there's a lot of wear and tear on the racetrack out there for various things. But it actually fills in the holes with rubber. So the track prep and the surface was the best I've ever seen, ever. I think a lot of the slick guys would have liked to, prior to putting the sticky on, would have liked to have a shot at that track, especially guys like pro stock guys we talked about with tyre speed and that, because that track was slick. So was really smooth, super smooth. So it's always great when people come from the other side of the world to give us a hand, because of course, you know, they're the pinnacle of the sport. Those guys do it week in, week out. I mean, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, events over there. So when they bring their skills over here and help us out, it's an honour. It really is an honour. Curdy Johnson was fantastic too. He was a pretty matter of fact sort of guy, but a really nice dude. And we had a chance to have a bit of a chat to him at time to time, and he had a few jokes along the way, so he fitted in fantastic, and he had a killer of a time. If you were lucky enough to be there for the trophy presentation, he got up and he said how much he forgot how much drag racing is, how much fun it can be, and we put that back. We showed it to him over the weekend, and he'll take back some fantastic memories. He was really blown away with what he saw here, and he had a fantastic time. We had a fantastic time having him here, and all the results speak for themselves. So I mentioned earlier, just want a quick mention, Tyler Cross. No, mate, we missed you this year. Of course, we had you here for the first 2. We missed you this year, buddy, but we understand that you're extremely busy. So, guys, what I did a couple of years ago when I started talking about this Shagga show thing, and I put up a post during the week, it was something that Dave Reed and I come up with. So, Dave Reed, I don't know if you want to be associated with anyway, just stirring, buddy. But we come up with a thing. We did the Shagga show thing a few years ago. After the success of the Larry Larson tour and that, so we come up with that as a bit of a joke, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll start doing a bit of a show, or a podcast. That's what I'm leaning towards. We'll get to that eventually, but we'll start a bit of a show. We'll call it the Shagga Show, just for a bit of tongue in cheek. And that's where that started 2 years ago. So when Tyler Crossno was here, I thought, well, I'm going to make the effort. I'll go and talk to him. And he was fantastic. He did a couple of little funny little ads for me for the show. And there's an interview coming up as well that I filmed. So I've got that in the bank. I've had that there. I was going to start the show, like I said, 2 years ago. And lazy old me just hasn't done it. Just put a bit of doubt in my mind and that. But for whatever reason, I procrastinated. And but here it is. It's happening now. We're on to episode 5. And guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying it. And like I said, I'm getting some great feedback. So I put one of those ads up today, Tyler Cross. Now you're a bit of an actor as well, mate. I got another one, and we got a little short video there. I think it's about 8.5 minutes. So I'll put that up possibly during the week, and that'll be interesting. I think just to look back on that, on his reflections from his first event here 2 years ago, and where we are now based on what we saw at the weekend at Kenda Radial Riots. I'm going to do it now, guys. I'm going to do it now. I've been talking about it. A bit of a funny day for me. But it's actually my wedding anniversary. But I just want to... Quite a number of people, a lot of people of you know that you get to your time in your life where sometimes things change. So my wonderful friend and current wife Beck, we've decided that we're going to go our own separate ways. We decided that a month or so ago. I've told some people that, but just different periods in our life, and I just wanted to say a massive thank you. I love you, and thank you for everything you've done. We've been together for 10 years, hey, we move on. We're still good friends, but we just decided to make a move. So, for me, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but it's all sort of come together in the last month or so. But the big announcement that a lot of people already know, I've been letting it go, but I'm moving to Gladstone. I'm moving to Gladstone in central Queensland. So those of you that know me know that I do a lot of my work up there. I do all the events at Mackay in Palmyra, which is up further. I've done a few events at Gladstone. I've got some great mates there in Gladstone. And so I'd like to, so that's where I'm at. I'm making the move. I'm making the move to Gladstone. I'll be doing that in the next couple of weeks. I've got a lot of stuff to sort out here, but I'll be working my way through that. You might have seen me selling some junk and that and moving on. But I'm moving to Gladstone because that's where all my work is. I haven't been doing any gigs, too many gigs from down this way. So I will be moving on. I want to give you a quick shout out to a wonderful couple, and that's Mark Harris and Anita Harris. You guys have been fantastic and really given me some hope. And I thank you, and I will see you very soon. I'm going to work in the Harley Davidson dealership up there with those guys, and Mark and Anita are just a fantastic couple. And they're also building the Pro Slammer. That's close. We're getting close with that, so that's also extremely exciting. But as I said, I do all my gigs up there. I don't do too many down here anymore, and a lot of you know the reason for that. And hopefully we can get that sorted at some stage. Actually, I had some conversations with some people on the weekend, so see if anything comes of that. But I'll still be around. I'm definitely no, I'm not taking the chickens. But so in a way, it's very exciting, and that's just life. But I'm looking forward to that. Let's talk about Shagga's Spotlight. So I usually I try and select one person each week, or a team, or whatever the case may be. We'll keep working on that, but I can't really narrow it down this week because we had so much going on the weekend. So I've got more spotlights than the MCG at the moment for this week. I'm going to just rattle off a few. I'm going to talk about Simon O'Carroll. Good on you, mate. I mean, to get back in that car and to make it happen, mate. To make it happen, not easy. You did all the work, mate. You put your heart on your sleeve, and you got out there and you got it done. You got that car down the track, of course, with huge help from Krieger and his team, and your team as well, Nick, and all the team as well. Mate, got that car down at 462 to kick off with. By the end of the weekend, pretty much a near PB with a 454 with that car that's quite a bit heavier now when we know all the adjustments you made to that, mate. But you got the job done. You cooked that poor bloody Tupperware scoop. But anyway, that's another story. But mate, well done on everything you do and everyone involved with him. Perry Bullivant, mate, I want to give you a shout out. It was great to have you there. We've missed you, mate. We really have missed you. You're an integral part of our radial family, and I understand you've had a fantastic time having pretty much 12 months off with your family. That didn't have the best weekend, unfortunately, but very exciting, mate, for what you got coming forward, and of course the new car on its way, the serial killer. For the new season, mate. So it was fantastic to have you there on the weekend. Like I said, didn't have the best weekend, but mate, great to see you back. I want to give a shout out to DS Racing, so Lorenzo Galotto and all his team. The boys travelled all the way from Perth, and I said, and I reckon you'd be hard pressed to find a car that did more laps on the weekend. The guys were there from, I think they turned up about Tuesday or Wednesday, but they started, of course, testing Thursday. They would have put in 20, 25, I don't know, heaps of laps. The car got quicker every time. They tried 235s and melted the tyres off it, literally. But got it all the way down to a 460 on the car they were dropping off in Albury on the way back because they'd sold it. They picked up a new car. But guys, great to have you here. Thanks for making the commitment to come all the way over, and you did a fantastic job, and you're a top group of guys. The Castle Hill boys. I know you aren't watching because you're in Malta or something like that. How's that go? Good stuff if you can do it. But of course, Dale Hellier and Nathan Ferrugia, so respectively, Dale Hellier took out the the Outlaw Radial belt for the season, the championship season. Improved in that Commodore down to a 4-1-1 from the big block Chev on the weekend. So the new PB for him. Ferrugia in that little RX3, which is just nuts. If you've seen the footage or the videos or the photos, you see there's one pass that does 448. It's on the back wheels with the front in the air about 3 foot. Like, just killer. But it got down to a 426 at 181, that little RX3, and he took home their championship belt for 275. And their other teammate they dragged along for the weekend for his first meet, Sean Muscat, very first meet on radials, and took out the win. You can't get any better than that. So what a massive effort from that team. And of course, Jimmy from Speedy Dips was along with them as well, helping out as well. So they're a great team of guys. They were close to us in the pits. They had a lot of fun, but they raced hard. They went away with PBs and wins and belts, and they took as much as anyone away from the weekend. So well done, guys. Grumsy, mate, I want to give you a shout out. Like that little aspirated Tirana was killer on the weekend, and it was great to see you, mate. 5:31, of course, you went next to us, and then a 5:29 later on. Oh no, you beat us with a 5:29. So, mate, well done to you. And the other one I want to shout out quickly, Artie Rumbus. Like, if that isn't the best bloody looking car on the drag strip in Australia, I'll eat my hat. The thing's tough. 440 cube, small block Chev. Small block Ford, beautiful Capri. Just sits well. It looks fantastic. It sounds unbelievable on the top end, and a car out of Victoria. It was fantastic to have you guys there, and mate, you've got yourself a real gem there. All right, so that's it. Let's get into. We'll talk a bit about the event. Testing kicked off. It was always going to be unbelievable an event. Testing kicked off on Thursday. The very first pass down the track was Joe Gauchi at 416-185. So straight away we knew, well, hang on. No one else had been down the track. Gauchi comes out. Who is that knocking? Do they know the show? Is that me? That might be me. Sorry, I'm playing with a pen, Lisa Skinner. Coming out on the track, very first pass of the weekend was a 416 at 185, and that's a new car. It's gone 408 in testing in Sydney, but coming out there and just go bam was just the start of what was to come. Not long after, only a few passes later, was probably a pass that blew me away a little bit, and we were pretty excited in the stands. I know I was sitting there with a few guys, and we all sort of had goosebumps in what we saw. But Stu Henry come out in that new Mustang, so it's a Vortex charged, so crankshaft driven Mustang, and that thing was nuts. Went 448 at 129. He was off at like 400 foot, and we all just sat there because he's on the 275s, and just went, wow, what are we going to see out of this thing? And that was insane. And of course more was to come later for that, but that we were really getting excited early on in testing on Thursday. Later on that night, the track started to come around a little bit more. The temperature was fantastic, the weather conditions, and we saw our quickest radial pass eclipsed when Wade Wagstaff came out. He went 394 at 193 with a big pedal. Like, it was a big pedal, and to still break that record straight off the bat was fantastic to see. A little bit of pressure, I reckon, on Wade and the team. Of course, gone as quick as 379 in the States, but the car's only just arrived here. And hey, I mean, that package was set up for over there. To come back here and pretty much knock that, I think it spun the tyres on the first one, but to do that early in the piece was a testament to the guys, and was fantastic to watch. And already we had our new record. And we've only just started in testing on Thursday. Gauchi come out, went 408 on 2 occasions that night, which was that car's. I was excited to see that car. I think I put a post up. It was one of my highlights, getting to see that car for the first time in the flesh, and the results were fantastic. So Gauchi Timmy Cross come out, went 433, 174, which is just about as good as we'd seen in 275. So after we'd seen, of course, Stu Henry go that low 4, and then that we knew it was on. We knew Ferrugia was always going to be there as well. So it was starting to get exciting. Grubby come out and laid down a really solid, and he keeps doing it. Went 402. That's probably, I don't know, how many passes is that in the the 4 rows grubby. That'd have to be about 10 or so, I reckon. It went 198 mile an hour. And then it started to get a little bit later in the night. We went all the way through to 10 o'clock, but 9:30, Stu Henry came out and ran the quickest 275 pass in the country. He went 4:19 at 176, and we were just all blown away with that. But we knew it was there. We knew it was there when we saw the earlier pass and the results. It comes through. Stu Henry comes through. We saw the quickest pass, and we were just all amazed at what that car did. Also late in the night there we saw Sean Hale, so a few changes to the car. Of course, Jet Martin on the car now, and his input's been invaluable from what I've seen. Went 4:06 at 196 to better his PB, which had been in the teens previous to that. So a big shout out to Sean Hale. Now, mate, what do we see? It's up for sale today. So it's up for sale today. So I don't know what's going on there. Whether Sean Hale, maybe he's got something new coming. We don't know. We'll see if we can milk Sean Hale for some information at some stage. But that car is for sale. All right. So the big highlight of the night on Friday night was the $5,000 for each of the three feature brackets, the shootout money. Of course, we had 235, 275, and Outlaw Radial. Wagstaff come out on top in Outlaw Radial to take the $5,000. And did it in style. Just kept every time he came out, he kept knocking that time down pretty much, and did the job there. Got Steve Bazzina, mate. That car is awesome. It's just fantastic. Pretty much ran 440s all weekend, I reckon, and did it with ease. And he was hot on the tree and did a fantastic job. The guys got the car turned around, no problems at all. He took out 275, and as I mentioned earlier, Michael Dallow, well done, champion. You took out the 235 up against my man Ash Mason, but we couldn't have been happy for you for the win, mate. You've had you're a good bloke. Yeah, of course, you had to watch your mate Briggsy at Jambo only a month or so ago, right in front of you, have that accident, mate. So they're good things happen to good people, mate. So well done to you, and. It was good to see, mate. You take the money, and I'm going to hold you to it. Don't forget. Anyway, let's move on. So the numbers just kept dropping over the weekend. The racing was fantastic. Of course, unfortunately, there's a few incidents. We won't go too much into that, but I can say that those people involved in those incidents are all okay. So which is fantastic to hear. But sad to see. Racing incidents are particularly tough, but I think everyone, that's a testament to our sport, our safety, and all our rules and regulations. Everyone is safe, and that's the main thing at the end of the day. So that's all good. Let's go through some more times. We moved on to Saturday. Wagstaff just kept getting quick. He went 390. Let's run through some of his time. They dropped to do a 388, then a 385, and by the end of the weekend, Wade Wagstaff had gone 382 at 197, which is just unbelievable. He ran the 85 earlier side by side with Terry Singh for our first 3-second side by side pass. 385, 196 for Wagstaff. Singh went 396 at 199 in that car of Kyle Hoffs, and it was fantastic to get that. So we got them all out of the way. The other one we were waiting on was the 200. So a lot of talk. I picked Grubby. And I think it was pretty safe money to pick Grubby because he'd been up there. He'd gone 97, 98, 199.83. I think he'd gone at a previous meet, so the early money and the good money was on Grubby, and but hey, that's not how it panned out. We had other cars come through on the weekend in the high 190s. Of course, Hale. We also had Joe Gauci come through in high 190s. We had the Seng go 197 on one pass, and I think 199 on another one, 198. But as we all know, history tells us Benny Bray. Benny Bray was the man that was our first radial car on, to go 200 mile an hour. He went 201.19. It was our first pass. So I want to give a shout out to Benny Bray. Benny Bray doesn't mind talking. He doesn't mind talking. But if you can back it up, it's all good. It's all good, isn't it? I mean, that's how that's the Australian way. you can have a bit of a dig at people and have a bit of fun. That's all good. So he come out, and we knew we were onto something special when he come out the very first pass. It come out lazy, went 457, 177 for very first pass down the track, and we thought, well, here we go, it's on. Next pass there was a 420, 185, dropped it to a 414 at 193. And then his first 3-second pass, he did it by the smallest of margin, but he got there. 399 at 197. And then we got the 200 mile an hour on the 201 with a 396. So Benny and the boys did a fantastic job. Don't forget that car's only got a handful of passes of it. Already run 2 3-second passes. Already running our first 200 mile an hour pass. And I can tell you there's a bit of talk around from other door slammer, pro slammer races around the country that this might be something they'll definitely be looking at in the new season on putting radials on their cars. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting. He showed it could be done. It's definitely not an easy thing to do, but those guys achieved it, and fantastic effort to them. Alright, so like I said, PBs all over the place. I just want to give you a bit of wrap up from my point of view. So like I said, I helped out 2 mates on the weekend, my mate Jess Beckham with Tough LC, and we put that thing back on EA85 because the new fuel just was a little bit delayed in coming. Made the move back, got it tuning, and it was pretty good results really. But at the end of the day, at the end of the weekend, I should say, that car ran down the track every pass, which is a first for that car, and so we had a fantastic weekend with that car. Ended up with a PB of 538, but every pass was within 538 and 543 or 544, I think, was the worst pass of the weekend. So stoked for you, mate, and let's see what happens next season, whether we put it away or it comes out again. But it was the most consistent, and it was great to see, and we got the job done. But let's go on to me, man. Let's talk about Ash Mason. Ash, mate, I gave you a mention earlier, mate. But coming out, so, look, took the car all the way to Benaraby in Gladstone for the round earlier in the year and had a few dramas. And the car just didn't want to play. The guy spent a bit of time on it in the pits and couldn't find anything obvious, so we just put the thing away for the weekend. And he puts in that much work with his business and that, and doing so much for so many people. The car went to the back of the shed. Until I think only probably a week or so ago, probably not even a week ago. During this week, Ash decided we'll have a look at this thing. The fault was found. Ash found a glitch. We're going to call it that, Ash. He's not coming on. I know he's watching, but I don't know if he's going to say anything. He found what the problem is. Coming out on the weekend, very first pass down the track. On those little 235s, went 485 at 187. It was like, well, hang on, now we're onto something. Friday come out and ran the quickest 235 pass in the country with a 474. Now, when you consider there'd only been 2 in front of that, up 2 in the 470s previous to that, we're talking about Michael Arnold and Joey Bridge had gone 477 and 478, I think. So to go 474 was a massive jump. We did it with a 0. Come out on the next pass, and he backed it down a little bit, went 474 with a 9. So even backing it down, it still wanted to run out the back door. Joey Bridge come back at us. He went 474 with a 5. So it was on. It was on, and it was probably one of the best parts of the weekend for us. And it was really cool to just be going back and forward between us and Joey. They're a great team of guys. It's a fantastic car. And it was just good. It was good stuff. We sort of had a little bit of banter there back and forward, but it was fantastic racing. We were watching them, they were watching us. Come out again on the Saturday, and of course qualifying, we thought, we did pretty good. We got a car down there a couple of times. We had a best of 482 in the last one. We thought, that's a cracker, that's a P, but that's pretty solid. In the conditions today, that'll probably get us the job done. Joey comes out the next pass, goes 480 to take the top qualifier off us. And then all through racing, we just went back and forward. And in perfect, was just a perfect result to get to the finish and get to the final. and it was us against Joey Bridge. So the two quickest cars, the cars that have been going at it all weekend, met in the final. And the history shows we got the job done, which is just unbelievable, and it set a new benchmark. Went 471 at 152 miles an hour to another 300s off the national record. Joey was right there with us, and it was just good. We all got together down there in the end, and those guys have raced for many years, of course, in America and here, and they said that's probably one of the best weekends they've ever had at a racetrack. So it was good. It was excellent. We enjoyed it. Congratulations again, Ash, mate. You worked hard. You deserve everything you get. Asking for... I haven't been reading some of the comments. We got Krieger on here having a go at the Hyundai, so obviously he's talking about me mate, Benny Bray. Asking for a mate who won the race against me and Benny Bray. Who did win that, mate, if you can let me know? I might have missed that one. You better let me know, I reckon, Craigs. So we all got together at the a trophy presentation there. It's good to see so many people hang around. There would have been, 100 plus people at the trophy presentation, easy. For the sausages, of course, our good man Tomo, I know it was you, Krieger. Krieger got up against Benny Bray in their race, so good on you, mate. You're a legend. Got down to 4:34, quickest nitrous car in the country on the weekend, so you're a legend, brother. So we all got there to get to the trophy presentations again. It's good on you, Tomo. Thanks, mate, as you always do. You always support the after party and the racing in general, and we appreciate that. But it helps, mate. It helps get everyone together. It helps that little family. We have a little get together while we're around for trophy presentations, and Diggles takes an hour and a half to get through that. Just have it a go, brother. But actually, it's testament to the Kenda boys, just how many sponsors and how much prize money and awards they give out. It's just fantastic. Dax Snags, Dax was on the snags on the weekend. Good on you, mate. So we had the sausage sizzle, we had the beers, and we had the trophy presentation. That was fantastic, and probably the highlight for me, obviously, besides Ash getting his just rewards. Simon Krieger's just come on. Munch pro mods for lunch. Oh, that's funny, man. You're a legend. What was it? I don't even know what I was saying. There we go. Kurt E. Johnson got up there, and that's a guy with a lot of years of experience. He was telling us, actually come up to Ash, and he said, mate, that little Mazda, what did you do to that little Mazda? And Ash said, we just changed a couple of little things. He goes, that thing is badass. That's my best Kurt E. Johnson impersonation. But when a guy like that then gets up at the trophy presentations for a bit of a speech and says, like I said, I mentioned it earlier, but I'll keep saying it because we should all be proud of it. He got up and he said, this is badass, and what he saw this weekend sort of renewed his enthusiasm, I guess. He said he can't remember having as much fun at a racetrack, and just the fact that there were so many people there at the trophy presentation, that we were all getting on and that we were all having a good time. He said it was an honour for him to be there and see that, and he said it was fantastic. So, guys, congratulations. If you were there, just congratulations to everyone. We got a good thing happening. It's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get better. Radio Riot. Mate, Ferrugia is on. Are you from Malta? Is that where you are? Have you landed in Malta, Ferrugia? What time is it over there? There you go. Nathan Ferrugia's just come on. But well done to everyone. Of course, well done to Scotty, Simo, and all the boys. What an event. You guys just keep pushing. You just keep pushing it to the next level, and it was fantastic. It was just an honour to be there. It's going to be hard. You just keep doing it. You keep doing it. Each meeting's better than the last, but it was a good one. It was bloody good, and it'll stick with me for a long time, the memories, and for a lot of people. I spent way too much time there. I think I mentioned yesterday that I think I got home I think I got to bed 4:30 Saturday morning and 8 o'clock Sunday morning. So just catching up with people, which is just great, and it's just great to have a good time. Have a good time and enjoy what you do. So, guys, the other thing I wanted, just a quick mention. I'm just going to give it a quick mention, but I'm going to tee something up. I was trying to tee something up for tonight, but it just didn't pan out, which is all good. Of course, the other massive event that was on the weekend was the Nitro Hot Rods, the Nitro Fuel Altered in Sydney, which by all accounts was just an amazing event as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there. I couldn't believe it was on the same weekend. Actually, the other thing that was on the same weekend, Storm Area 51, to go and see the aliens. Like, can't we all get the calendar together so we can be at all of them? Well, could have been there with all the tinfoil hats. Hang on, I need some water. Anyway, so I was trying to get someone on tonight, guys. We're going to try and get someone on. We'll do that next week. We'll save that for next week. We'll talk about that. All bikes this weekend, this Sunday at Willowbank Raceway. So a lot of people coming for that, which would be good. It's always a good little event. So safe travels if you're coming down for that one. Street finals for the Powder Puff for the ladies on Saturday night. So I hope you're there for that. It's always fantastic racing. The street series here, it keeps getting stronger every year, thanks to my man Terry Dale and the amount of effort he puts in, and of course the track, and all the competitors. So Krieger's on fire here. We should get him on. I'll get this on my night. I'll work out how to do that. We'll try it next week, or we'll talk about that fuel altimeter course. I got a special guest on. I promised him a while ago he'd be the first, and I'm going to keep my word, so we'll stick to that. We'll do that next week. But that's about it for now, guys. If you got any questions, if you got anything you want to say, do it now. I'm stoked to have you all on. Thanks for your support again. Share it if you can. And if you got any topics, you want me to cover or talk about, or something you want to know, we'll do that. I said to you I want to do some little videos. I'm going to call it Shagga's Short Times. Shagga's Short Times. We're going to do some little interviews with guys and girls in the pits and teams, and look at different cars and that, just to show you some of those people in the background in our sport that make the sport the backbone of the sport. I didn't do it on the weekend. I did intend to. I had all the plans, but I decided to focus on our little team, and I'm stoked that we got global warming. I'm not doing global warming, Dave Hunter. Honestly, legit. Hey, what are we going to glue ourselves to the road again? How about those boneheads? Anyway, that's another story. Thanks again for tuning in. Share it around for us, guys. Oh yeah, as a party, yeah, Brian Alvicio chipped in. Good on you, mate. You got in there. 692, 210, mate. I think he went 214. I think he went 214 on Extreme Bike down there in Sydney on the weekend, which was just killer. Oh yeah, El Junior went 762. He's only had a handcut full of passes on that turbo bike. Krieger, there you go. Good on you, mate. Pro Radial, 1st and 2nd of November. Of course, yeah. Pro Radial, as part of the 400,000 rounds coming up, the 1st and 2nd of November in Sydney. Get in there, enter, guys. Ash Mason, thanks, mate. Keep up the good work. Yeah, thank you. You too, champion. I've got him too. Dale Hellier, good to have you on, bud. What's happening in Malta right now? Wade Wagstaff, I got beat by lots of years. Don't make me that post that time card again, though. 382, mate. Legend. A lot of pressure on you guys to get it done, and you did it. You did it well, and you've set a new benchmark. Thank you, Dave Hunter. What are you helping with? I can help with that. I don't know what's Dave Hunter. I'm always a bit worried about you, mate. Full tilt burger. I love that time card, Dale. Hell yeah. Thanks, Matty Loy. Just send me a message about the little battle. Hang on, I better have a look. No, you didn't, you bullfed. Oh, we'll do that next time. Dragfest, one of the best events you'll go to, just super fun. That's at Warwick Dragway, October 1920. You get together for that one. You never miss that. Gluing people to the roads. Oh yeah, you want to glue some people to the roads? All right, we'll do that. Mid-flight, Dale Helen, mid-flight. There you go. Thank you, champion. That's awesome. Can imagine you pair on a flight together. You and Ferrugia. Wow. Don't tell them you're from Australia. They might not let you back in. Alright, cool. That's about it, guys. Thanks again. Like I said, thanks for the feedback. Please share the video around. Give a chance to people to have a look, see what they think. The Munch Munch t-shirts, Pro Mod t-shirts. Munch Munch Pro Mods for lunch t-shirts. Apparently, Craiger's going to get some of them. So get your orders in. Alright guys, that's it. My next event's not this weekend, the following weekend. I'm off to my family in Mackay to do the final round of the Summit Racing Championship, the 8th Mile Series. We had 3 rounds for that, and that'll be the final next weekend. See, now I know the iPad's playing up now. Now I can see myself moving different. Anyway, Declan McConnell, you little champion. How good are you, champion? Congratulations, mate. You're a legend. Brian Evicio, thank you, mate. I gotta go. I need something to eat. Big dog gotta eat. Alright, see you, Craig. See you all. Love you all. Shagga out. See you next time.